Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I deeply apologize about that. Yesterday I had a broadcast, no issues, but today it's decided that it's going to act up, so I'm just going to have to keep a really good strong eye on it here tonight. Unfortunately, we did miss a incident on the very first lap of the race. I cannot go back and tell you exactly what happened, ladies and gentlemen, because well, I didn't get to see it either. So again, I apologize about that, everybody. Um, Alrighty. So that's up and running. iRacing's up and running. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to go back, possibly green flag racing here. Um, as your drivers are going to go ahead and line them up. We're going to do it all over again here at iRacing Superspeedway. Terry Fennell and Ryan Warp, they will be on the outside here for this restart, ladies and gentlemen. Let's... Oh. There you guys go. So definitely I still got some gremlins inside of my computer as of late. I just have to try to track those gremlins down, figure out what's causing my OBS to shut down with no with no hands, nothing. It doesn't tell me why.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. You normally don't have too many issues out of that thing, but as you said, you never. Looks like pace lights are off on the pace truck this time, so Terry Fennell going to be leading us back to the green after we had a very early caution here, and
Yeah,
we'll try to get these jitters took care of.
yeah. So we're gonna get ready to get back green flag racing, as you said, and this track is a very unique track. Not only is it a 3-mile racetrack, Dakota, this track is at least like 5 stories high. You can run just about 5, maybe 6 wide around this racetrack. So, pace truck is off here once again, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to go back green flag racing right here, probably on right about lap number 4. And we are green flag racing coming to lap 5. Oh, big trouble in the back already. Huge, massive wreck.
All I seen was one truck jump instantly to the bottom, and then next thing I know, everyone just died. I blinked and I missed it.
Yeah, we caught that as it was happening right there on this restart. Dwayne Davis, he was involved in this one here. Let's come back here, take a look, see if we can get a better look here on what exactly happened. No, no. Let's go to 4. Ah, here it is. No. I don't know. I just had a good view of it. Now I don't have it. Here it is. All right, here we go. So, the green flag comes out.
Looks like the top line about middle ways. I can't tell who quite that is, but it looks like they just checked up quite a bit. The 42's in the back of them at the moment. Oh, no. Huge checkup on that outside lane. Whoa.
Yeah, definitely a really big checkup there here in the back. It looks like Andrew Teft was involved here as well. The 47, um,
Yeah,
the 38. A lot of good trucks here involved early on.
yeah, and this is not something you typically see out of this series. 2 cautions very, very early into the race. But let's take time to go look at the YouTube chat a minute while we're under caution here. We got a Let's Go 57. We got a Go Misfits and Let's Go Ryan Warp.
Sorry about that. Had a phone call.
All good, man.
Yeah, it's my daughter giving me a quick update on my grandson. He's doing great, being big, healthy. But yeah, that
Hey, it's always good to get you some good news, you know?
absolutely that restart was absolutely chaotic. A lot of good trucks involved in that one. As we take a look here, as Brett Bray, he's coming off pit road. Aaron Roth in that number 57, he's still sitting down on pit road. I believe he was one of the drivers caught up in that first incident on the first lap, and along with Joshua Neal here in the 82, he's just now leaving pit road. Pete Polini, he looks like he possibly retired already.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, this is not something we normally see out of these drivers this early into a race. It kind of looked like someone might have missed a gear there or something and just caused a big checkup. And
Yeah, definitely something really big happened there on that restart. And it doesn't help, with the way these bankings are here at this racetrack. Um, the bankings in these corners. I don't think it actually tells you here. And
it's definitely a lot higher than Daytona, for instance. Like,
oh yeah,
it's definitely got a lot more banking, and then not to mention the track team is over 100 degrees, so it's probably pretty easy to spin the tires. This is technically kind of more, I believe, like a I don't want to say not asphalt, but I don't really think it's concrete either. I'm not 100% sure.
oh yeah, for sure. Um,
It's just the old surface. And then also I'm getting in the chat, your volume is a little low and I'm very loud.
Alrighty, so we can absolutely change that, ladies and gentlemen. You guys let me know if that is absolutely any better.
But you know, so something interesting about the trucks this week, they did get a major update to the drafting package.
That is
So
true.
the side drafting is so much stronger in these things than it used to be. I would say it's almost comparable to the ARCA car, to the point that it literally wants to make the truck get loose going through a corner. The drafting itself, definitely a lot stronger.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to track down the information here real quick about this speedway. I thought this actually gave the banking information, but I guess it did not. So, go and pull up my cheat sheet here. No massive, more than 30 degrees. I don't know.
give me 1 second. I'll see if I can find it for you there, bud.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to go back green flag racing here at iRacing Superspeedway. We only have, as you guys see, 3 cars there to the outside. So Terry Fennell, Ryan Warp will bring the field back to the green flag as we get a much better start this time around. As we do have 1 truck up in the wall. Unfortunately, that is not going to benefit him very much, as your top 6 now are going to break away here and begin to run single file as they come around this long sweeping turn number 1.
So we have 36 degrees of banking, and the straightaways have about 10.
So 36 degrees, that's the same as Talladega.
Yeah, but these corners are just so much wider. It probably makes
probably
it
feels
look more.
Yeah, probably makes it feel more than what it really is. Yeah. And talking about that, let's go ahead and ride on board for a full lap here with somebody, just so that we can get a general idea of exactly what we're talking about. Let's see here. So we're going to ride on board right here with Kyle Hessen, his number 86 machine. One of the big things these drivers have to watch as they exit these corners is right there out of turn 2, there's a bump that can really mess up your whole entire run down the back straightaway. And then right here entering into turn number 3, you're going to see a really massive bump right here. And that can upset the car as well as they circle around turns 3 and 4. As you see these drivers still hooked down to that bottom side, there's that little bump right there on the exit of turn 4. As we continue to ride along, let's get back down here to turn 1. Let's see. I believe there's that same transition there as well.
Yeah, it's almost like you're hitting a complete drop off. It's more, I wouldn't even call it a bump. It's almost like you're dropping off a cliff. With how much you go down going into the corners here.
Yeah, as everybody just saw that right there, as we're riding on board here with Kyle Hess in that number 86 machine. As we are now working lap number 10, we have a 14 car break.
My idea's still on the table. If you want it, just let me know.
Yep. I apologize about that, ladies and gentlemen, but don't worry, we are back live with you. That time I caught it happen as it was happening, so I was able to go ahead and get brought back up. But what I was saying is that these cars look like they're going so slow on the front straightaway, just simply because right here in this shot, just because of how massive this track is, as we have a couple cars on the outside there, starting with Steve Sizemore. He's looking to take over that second place now from Aaron Rowland in that 00 machine. Let me go ahead and refresh my iRacing paints here one last time.
So, a little note, out of all the races I've watched here, that outside line really does work very well here. I've seen single cars being able to pass people, you know, get a little bit of a run, kind of run up about that middle lane there. And they're really able to get a huge run coming down like the backstretch and such. But these trucks are just easy to stall out without having a little bit of draft, especially with the new draft package. I mean, they're very aero dependent now, I feel like, as super speedways. They also added something in the rear of the truck that enables you to push a little harder without it crinkling or tearing the rear bumper off. I don't know if you're able to see it, but it's only at super speedways. It's under the truck.
Yeah, yeah, just absolute craziness here. I'm sorry, Dakota.
You're good, my man.
I'm pushing through, dude.
I mean, we're single filed out for the most part. Not really a lot of action going on at the moment. I mean, everyone's kind of calmed down after having 2 early cautions here, and I think they're just willing to ride. But we do see a couple of people looking to possibly go to the outside, but realizing they're not going to really have any help and kind of just dropping back in the line at the moment here. But, you know, Sizemore doing a pretty good job up there in the lead. I believe he's had the lead almost the entire race so far, as nobody's really been able to challenge him, as everyone's just riding comfortably on the bottom line.
Yeah, so I realized that, you know, everything here is just, you know, single file at the moment. That that second pack has finally caught up to the front pack here. They're hanging out just probably about a second back, but with them being able to stay more single file, it's allowed them to really gain a lot of momentum on this front pack here as they exit turn number 2 and come flying down the back straightaway. Now that you're looking at some sort of snake going on up here, but no, it looks like Steve Sizemore, he pulled out to allow Aaron Rowland to retake that race lead, so he's going to fall back to the end of this line here. No,
he's potentially looking to save a little bit of fuel here.
Yeah, that's very possible. As we jump back here to Kyle Hessen, that number 86 machine. You know, he's currently back there on the outside. He was by himself, but now he's got help from Timothy Eisburn, and I believe it might be that number 3 truck. No. Sorry, probably Joshua Neal.
Yeah, I also want to say, keep a look on this leader here, as they are coming up on a lap truck. I don't think it's going to cause, you know, too much harm here, but because there's plenty of room for them to be able to, you know, get around them easily. but I believe that is Stidham back there getting ready to go a lap down.
Yep. Jonathan Stidham in that number 42 out of Mineral, Virginia. He will take his good wrench Chevrolet 1 lap down here. Definitely not what you want to see happen, but it's so easy to do at these super speedways. You know, we see it every single week. At least one driver get left out to dry, and in just a matter of a couple laps, you know, they get eaten alive, as you guys see it happening right here. With Kyle Hess taking it 3 wide, he's going to go ahead and stay to the outside, and he's going to continue to fall back to the end of this field here. So, very interesting to see what Kyle Hess's plan is here at iRacing Superspeedway.
Yeah, he's got to be careful doing that. He almost fell back far enough that he won't have draft, but he was able to get it just in time to get, start getting pulled back up there. But he's very close to being on the limit of losing draft here.
Yeah, definitely. As we come back up here to our race leaders, Roland hit that bump wrong, and that caused him to go up. And the 53, it looks like he's trying to lay off a little bit here to let him get back down. But nobody, but that inside lane, they're like, no, you're going to be stuck out there. But he will finally be able to get down back in front of this field. So he will go ahead and continue to pace this field. As you see that number 15, Kensley Smith rocketing to the outside there in what should be the Napa number 15. But I think my Trading Paints is having hiccups itself. So he's definitely not rocking the correct paint scheme there. And I don't think
the paint looks right. It's just missing the sponsors.
Right. And Barry Nelson also in that number 28 machine. Oh, big wobble there out of him, out of the 28, getting a really bad push to Kensley Smith. So that's going to separate that a little bit there. But now we have cars inside, outside, every which way. And now you've got that 28 of Barry Nelson. He's looking to go 3 wide, but since he has no help, Timothy Eisburn, he's going to stay right there behind Nelson. As you see Bonner in that number 53 machine start pushing that 00 Roland out further out into that race lead as they're getting ready to put another truck a lap down. That's going to be the 06 of Steve Vest. He's now going to be 1 lap down here at iRacing Superspeedway.
It looks like Matt Metler might have lost the draft as well. Currently sitting P21, going to be the next truck to go a lap down here. Looks like he's got a little bit of help with Bray and Harrison, but they are gaining on them very quickly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as you mentioned, just this week, we are in week 13 in iRacing, so they changed up a couple things here on how the drafting works with these trucks. And so as you guys can see, if you're not in a big pack, you're going to fall back.
Yeah, from a driver point of view, I absolutely love it. From a setup builder point of view, as someone that is still learning how to build setups, I'm still relatively new and fresh. I hate it because I'm absolutely having to relearn everything, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, the same principles for the sets work, but I have to be able to make sure, like, the side draft and the pull of dirty air and stuff isn't going to affect the car too much. And it's definitely a little bit of a change to get used to.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing about race cars. They have such a... What was what I'm looking for? They're constantly evolving.
Yes. That is very true.
Obviously, with these race trucks, right now we're using the 2019 bodies, of the Ford F-150, the Chevy Silverado, and the Toyota Tundras. But luckily, I'm sorry, but not luckily, but, in the real world, they're running like the 2014s now. And with Dodge coming back to NASCAR in the trucks, that's going to be a 2025 body for the Dodge Ram. So, these trucks are... Oh! Trouble! The 55 hard into the outside wall. 42 hard into the wall as well. Oh
That was a
gosh.
very hard hit for the 42 there. 55 got a pretty good look. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, Truth Hoke in that 55 absolutely destroyed. Let's see if we can get a better look of him.
That might be with that side draft I was telling you about, man. It is very brutal. I did a race at Texas, and all during practice I was perfectly fine. But once the people got side by side with me, the truck was just like a whole different animal.
Yeah, absolutely. As we take a look here. All right. Oh, whoops. Help if I was on the right camera, guys. I apologize. All right, here we go. So exactly what you were just talking about, that side-by-side draft. 55 hard into the outside wall. The 42 just annihilates the outside wall. Along with that number 28 of Barry Nelson. Let's go back and take a look at Barry Nelson's view here. And remember, you guys, this is all at full speed. And, Barry Nelson in that 28, he sees it all happening. He tries to check up, and just unfortunately, that slight hit from the 36 machine just absolutely tore him up. And one more look I want to get is from that 42 of Jonathan Stidham.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I want to see his in car from that because it looked like he was clear, and then all of a sudden, just bam right into the wall.
Yeah, as you see the outside lane. Oh, he even got down there on the apron a little bit. Thought he was clear, and just such a. I think I say this almost every single week, man. It is such a horrible feeling, coming to or starting to get through a crash, and you see the end in sight, but then all this last second you absolutely get turned. Oh.
Yeah, I will say though, good thing these drivers have a few faster pairs because I definitely heard a good 3 to 4 motors blow right there.
Yeah, definitely. And I definitely feel for Truth Hope for sure. That was definitely a side draft gone wrong that didn't need to happen whatsoever.
Yeah, but there is going to be a little bit of a learning curve here with the new draft package and all that, so they're probably just filling it out and testing the limits of it a little bit there. But it really did look like they got side by side and it just sucked his car right on around. I don't even believe they made contact when he started spinning, unfortunately, until he was already starting to loop it around.
Yeah. But as I was saying, right before all that mayhem just happened, with the new, Dodge Ram coming out, obviously iRacing is going to jump on that very quick. We don't know when, we don't know, but what I do know is that's going to be, supporting the 2025 or 2026 body, obviously. But these NASCAR teams out here, back in the day, you used to be able to tear down these race trucks and everything inside were exactly the same, pretty much. Obviously,
I mean, that's about how they are now, I think, at least motor wise.
right. So, you know, when they come and try to, so especially up in the Cup Series where now it is legitimately more in the hands of the manufacturers, it's harder to jump from a Chevy that you've been working on for 15 years to go over to a Dodge. Because I can probably guarantee you that those machines are going to be built differently than what you've been used to. So, working on a setup for any race vehicle in general, there's always that learning curve. And you're just the one who's interesting enough to take advantage of that and try to figure it out.
That is very true, but so I think with the new Ram being introduced, we might see a couple of new bodies come out on the Chevys and maybe the Toyotas and Fords here. But I mean, they've been doing such a good job. They might just feel safe to keep the bodies they have, and see how they compare against the newer style, the Ram, whenever it does get added here. But I think iRacing will take a good month or so before they add it to get a little bit more information on the truck
For
itself,
sure.
and to scan it, of course, and all that. They're probably, as soon as the truck was built, they probably already have it scanned, but they need to get like how it's going to run with the draft and all that kind of data put in as well. And if they do good in trucks, we might start seeing Dodge come back a little bit more in a couple other series, but we'll just have to see how that plays out as Pace Truck is in this time. And it looks like Kingsley Smith's going to be leading us back to the green in that 15 machine.
Yeah, Kesley Smith, always very interesting to see out here, leading this field. Okay, and we're back once again, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry, you didn't miss a thing. They are still making a left turn. Sorry. Going back to Jeff Dunham. So, Dakota.
Mm-hmm. So back to what we just talked about, Kingsley Smith, he's just very dominant in the Super Speedway series. He always seems to be able to get towards the front. Like, he could start in the absolute rear, and whenever he decides he's ready to be in the front, he's able to drive up there. I don't know how he does it. It's just, I guess he's got the respect of all the other drivers in here to have the help that he needs when he wants to. And he's just always able to find his way up there. That man could get wrecked right now, have to go in and use a fast repair and start in the back, and I guarantee you within 10 laps, if he wanted to, he'd be right back near the front.
Yeah, definitely. I just saw what you were talking about there, Dakota. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what that was. I never experienced that before.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, yellow flag's out.
Now. Oh. So looks like we had a little bit of issue towards the middle of the pack here. And give us a moment, we'll get it rewound and see if we can take a look, see what happened. 17 involved. It looks like he took a very hard hit on that inside wall there.
Definitely a very hard hit there. We'll go ahead and get that figured out here for you. Go ahead and get it set up here.
And again, this is so weird out of this series. We typically do not see a lot of cautions in these races. Like, we've even went flag to flag on a 100% race at Daytona almost. And it seems like the track is just causing some issues for a few of these drivers, and maybe it's the new draft package.
Yeah, it's very definitely possible. So Aaron Rowland, he was part of this. Oh, yeah, he absolutely just got turned coming out of turn number 4. As you see the 17, he got a little bit of airborne there as well. That's the 17 of Brett Bray.
Yeah, it looks like that first truck just spinning like a Beyblade. Couldn't get it stopped, unfortunately. You go on these high speeds, it's 2 hard hits there.
Yeah, for sure. So if anybody is out there that would like to sponsor myself, I am into the sponsorship for a brand new PC. If anybody has anything, I'm ready to throw this PC out the window. Never have I ever, okay, out of my 15 years being on iRacing, especially the last, say, 7 months, okay, never have I ever had OBS crash the way it does. It doesn't send in a notification that it crashed. It says nothing whatsoever. It just closes out. And I'm like, damn.
Have you tried uninstalling it and reinstalling it perchance to see
Yes.
if maybe it has like... Okay. Well, I do know I was having an issue with my computer a few months ago, and what I ended up having to do was I ended up having a corrupt file or something, and I completely had to do a fresh install of Windows, and it fixed every single issue I was having.
That's not what I want to hear.
So I mean, I know it'd be annoying, but you might want to look into that. You can send yourself, your files and stuff to your email or something, and then
Yeah.
just factory reset it where it's completely like a fresh install, and then re-download everything, and it might start working a little better.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna have to do. And why is that back? What is that?
I don't know, man. I've never seen that before. I don't know what it is. Like, I was a little confused. That's why I didn't bring it up. I didn't know if that was something you put on there on purpose or what, because I've never seen that in SDK before.
No, it's annoying.
But unfortunately, it might just be there to stay for the race at the moment. As I'm not real sure what the fix for that would be.
I know what the fix is. I took care of it.
Oh, all right, there you
So
go.
I tried to add in a plug-in, and obviously, as you guys could tell, I didn't do a very good job at it. As we come
Ah,
as we come back, take a look here at Brett Bray and his number 17 machine. He's down here on pit road getting his stuff taken care of. Steve Sizemore and his number 08 machine coming down pit road. Richie Joplin, he's coming down pit road. Kyle Hess and his number 86 machine's coming down.
yeah, I'm not real sure if that 17 has already used his fast repair. If he's just going to try to get the damage fixed and save his fast repair for late in this race here.
Seeing how he's already come down pit road 5 times, I think he's already used up his fast repair, unfortunately.
Ah, it looks like Matt Mailer might have loaded up on the hauler as well. So it is showing him out of the race.
Yeah, one way to find out. Yeah. Oh no, he internet dropped for him.
Radio connectivity issues. So he might
Yeah.
be back in here. He just went to go take a quick break real quick, use the restroom. They might put Ricky Bobby in the car. He don't know what to do with his hands. Kind of ordeal.
Yeah, that's very possible.
But we should be getting ready to go back to green flag racing. I believe the pace truck is getting ready to go through 3 and 4 this time, and the pace lights are off. So hopefully we'll be able to get to a really long green flag run here, and we'll be able to see what these drivers are able to do. I'm very interested to see once we get in the latter half of this race how, when they actually start pushing, how the draft is going to be affected with the new update.
Absolutely.
It is absolutely wild that the pace car just drifts into the pits every time.
Hello. That was Frank Jr., my oldest son. We will get ready to go as we are back green flag racing here at iRacing Superspeedway. Kensley Smith in the number 15 out to an early lead as they will run side by side behind them. William Skinner and Terry Fennell and Mike Fudge in that number 2 machine. They just fell all the way back from second all the way back to 8th, and they are still dropping like a rock until they can find some sort of help. But on their outside, I believe that's that number 00. No, that's not Andrew Teft up top. Can't be.
I will say the 82 did a really good job at dropping down behind our leader, so he didn't lose too many positions there. But that is the 89 or 83.
Yep, so that's going to be the 83 there of Rob Yost. He dropped all the way back to that 17th spot as we jump back up here towards the front as we continue to see side-by-side racing for your top 8 here as Dwayne Davis. He's trying to make some movement on the inside of Aaron Rowland. And here comes Andrew Teft now making his attack, moving up into the 8th spot.
Yeah, and just as I was about to say, it looks like a lot of these drivers are content just riding on the inside line. There you go to prove me wrong as we're starting to see more people hop up to that outside as it is actually being led by Andrew Teft, I believe, in that 98 machine.
Yeah, Andrew Teft, he will always find a way to lead some line. He don't care if it's on the inside. He don't care if it's on the outside as long as he is out front in one of the lanes. That's all he cares about because he knows how to pull people around a super speedway. And you guys are about to see it right here at iRacing Superspeedway, as they are going to get ready to jump here into turn number 1, as these guys are working lap 31 of 67. So we're getting ready to approach the halfway point here in the race, and I believe these guys are going to start to get dicey.
The top 3 on the outside are almost bumper to bumper all the way around the track right now. They're pushing pretty hard to get up here towards the front. But it is paying off, as they are definitely getting a lot of momentum here. But they got to be very careful of these bumps, on the entry and exit of the corner.
Yeah, definitely. These drivers have to be careful, because that big bump right there, as you saw, about 10 trucks just move on the exit of turn 4 that time by. So that just shows how bumpy it is out there. And again, it just shows how fast Andrew Teft is, as him and Kensley Smith, a dangerous duo, are now out front running side by side for that race lead. Truth Hoke, he had some issues. Not sure what happened with Truth Hoke, but let's go ahead and jump back, take a quick look, see what happened to him. Looks like, that bump got him, and he slammed that outside wall a ton.
Yeah, that bump will get you if you're not careful. But back up here to Andrew Teft and Kinsley Smith, teammates finally getting locked together here. And once these two do get together, they are very dominant.
Oh, absolutely, as we do have a yellow flag. Looks like it's going to be Mike Fudge involved in this one. Richie Joplin might be involved, I think. It's not telling me who, what, when, where, why, but we're going to come back here and take a look, because I believe it has something to do with this 2 truck back here.
Someone got on the apron in front of him.
The 28 of Barry Nelson, he actually got turned heading into turn number 2 or 1 there, I believe that is. And then just unfortunately, he went right up in front of that 2 machine, and that is going to bring out our caution.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have all that speed and momentum. You get thrown onto the flat part of the track. It's just so hard to not slide back up on it, even if you're holding your brakes sometimes. And the 2 truck did a really good job at minimizing how much damage he got there, as he was able to check up for quite a bit, it looked like.
Yeah. Definitely very unfortunate, I believe. And he was off the front of Dwayne Davis in that number 27 Ford. So definitely very unfortunate situation there for Mike Fudge and Barry Nelson there, as we are now under our 5th caution of the night.
iRacing could have been like, oh, let's make the pace truck just ease down in the pit road. No, it waits till the absolute last second. Tokyo drifts in there like it's on a dirt track.
Yeah, definitely, as we are getting ready for all these cars to come back down pit road to get fuel and possibly tires in this on these machines. And it looks like we do have 3 drivers stay out. Rob Yost, Ryan Warp, and Richie Joplin. Those drivers are going to stay out here, as you guys see a lot of drivers starting to move after coming down to get fuel only under this caution. All right, so we have crossed that halfway point in the race. And so we are coming up on just about 33 laps to go.
I believe so, within around in there. But taking a look at YouTube chat, we do have Jordan in here saying, let's go Joe. Joe Bonner there as well. We appreciate everybody for stopping in, taking time to chat, and taking time to, hop in here and watch these races.
Absolutely. As we take a look at that number 53 of Joe Bonner. Joe Bonner, he's been fast the last 2 or 3 weeks now here on Racers Elite Network. but he's just having so much trouble getting to the end of the races due to things out of his control. So Joe Bonner, he's looking to turn everything around here today, as he is currently in that 13th spot. So he's going to try to see what he can do to make his way back towards the front here. As we should be getting the lights off the iRacing pace car this time, which indeed we do. So as you see, all these trucks are going to go ahead and get themselves a double file. Gosh, just take a look how massive this speedway is.
Yeah, especially in the corners, man. You could probably go an easy.
Get me up. I have to get it figured out by tomorrow. I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to wipe my computer, I think.
Well, if nothing else, we can always do what I discussed with you earlier if we absolutely have to. Just, you know. You know, I'm always down to help you out whenever you need it, bud.
Yeah.
For this time, the pace truck should be pulling in. It looks like Yost is going to be leading us back to the green with Warp on his outside here as they are coming to the restart zone.
Yeah, Rob Yost, he has absolutely been itching to get into the race lead for some time now. And here he is in that number 83 machine, finally out front. And he's got Richie Joplin in that number 89 right behind him as they come diving down into turn number 1. As you see, Kensley Smith now making his way back up into that 3rd spot. And those 3 trucks on the inside absolutely got quickly into formation. Really good looks there that we just saw. As you see Terry Fennell in that number 50 machine, he got himself quickly up behind Kensley Smith, and now these guys are starting to pull away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it looks like Andrew
there's
Tiff
somebody
had
there.
a little bit of issue on the outs.
Woo!
He was able to get to the inside. They were 3 wide currently for about that 6th place.
Yeah, a lot of cars got down onto that apron on the entry to turn 3. I thought a couple of them were going to go around, but they were able to get themselves sorted out as we continue to watch this race mid-pack. These guys are back here running 3 wide, about 3-4 rows deep. And this is what the kind of racing I like to see. You know, they've got plenty of room to do this.
Oh, yeah. Especially at a track like this. I mean, they could even go, let's say, 5 wide easy without an issue here and be able to hold a line.
Yeah,
do I recommend doing it? No, but could they? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. As we continue to watch this battle up here for the race lead, Rob Yost, he's got the lead, but Richie Joplin in that number 89, he wants it. So he's going to try to take it here on the exit of turn 4 as he's getting a really good push by that number 98 of Andrew Teft. So, so Joplin, he's now going to be out front. Andrew Teft, he's going to be almost clear for that 2nd spot as they dive down here into turn number 1, which they are. So they will go ahead and drop down to the bottom. And here comes Bonner in that number 53 machine on the outside. He's looking to get a good push. Oh, no! Kensley Smith up into the air. A couple other drivers involved in this one. Absolute heartbreak for Kensley Smith. And
I'm going to give that one hardest hit of the day as he was completely in the air, nothing to slow him down, straight into the wall.
And Joe Bonner, man, as we were just talking about him, was involved in this one here as well. Let's come back here. Take a look. Let's see what happened here.
So let's keep our eyes on that blue car. Oh, he just got down there on the apron off of the bump and just
Man, just look at
wow.
that race truck just go flying up into the air. And Bonner, he came back down to avoid, but unfortunately he got slammed from behind. The 27 was involved as well, and not sure who that other driver was down there. Um,
Yeah. I don't know, but that 27 machine has definitely had some rough luck today. I will say, as I believe it's about the third incident he's been involved in.
yeah, for sure. As we take a look here at Dwayne Davis and that number 27 machine.
Mm. I don't know who was in that black truck. They took a very hard look.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that might have been Aaron Roth in that number 57 truck. No?
It's like a grayish.
Nah, there he is. Yeah, Aaron Rowland in that 00.
Yeah, it took a very hard hit there as well. Jesus, I mean the crashes here are just so bad. You know they're carrying so much momentum through the corners and such, and especially with that little bump as you're coming out of the exits, it's just killer.
Yeah, definitely. As we take a look here once again at Joe Bonner in that number 53 machine being followed by Kensley Smith back down to pit road. So we're about to find out if these drivers do have a fast repair left, but it's going to be very interesting to see here as we get ready to finish out this race.
Yeah, full send Fridays is always full of surprises. I mean, last week we ran what was it, Charlotte in the mini stocks. That was a fun race to call.
Oh, yeah.
This week we're on the iRacing Superspeedway. Next week I believe we're going to Dega, but we'll be in the 87s. So I mean, like we're constantly changing cars and tracks. It just makes it such an interesting series versus just running all the super speedways with the same vehicle all the time.
Right. And that's one thing I absolutely love. And then I absolutely love them throwing in the mini stocks at Charlotte. So that was an absolute blast to watch at that track. And I was actually starting to think, a little bit after that race was over last week, we're always taking the mini stocks to Charlotte. But what would happen if we take them to Atlanta? What would happen if we took it to Texas?
Texas would be very interesting, as you turn 1 and 2 is a lot different than turns 3 and 4 there, so it would definitely make it interesting racing. But I still would consider that a super speedway, as that is a very big track for the mini stocks.
Right. It used to be a sister track to Atlanta, or in this case, Echo Park. Um, so I mean, but still, with that smooth surface, could you still run full throttle through there? So that's
It
something
would
I was
definitely
also
be
thinking
something to
about.
test out. Something to test out and possibly bring in for if we do have another season of Full Send Fridays here. Even if it's not the mini stocks, I'm sure there's some vehicle we could take there, like maybe the an NXT or Indy style car or something. That would be interesting, doing like an Indianapolis race as a super speedway race. And the Indy car or something like that.
Well, the Indy cars at Talladega would be fun.
Yeah, just something that you don't see all the time, which they do a very good job about,
Yeah,
switching cars and keeping it fresh. I'm not like no hate at all. Don't think I'm hating or anything. It's just there. I want to see some different, interesting races and stuff. Which I'm not. They are giving us that, but I got a feeling they could take this and make this a really big series with like a long schedule if they really wanted to. But I think they quite enjoy having like the shorter seasons on this.
oh yeah, for sure. And one thing, I know that we're completely way off topic here, but a few years ago, I was involved in a racing league, called uh, the Triple Threat Series.
Mhm.
Okay, Cup cars versus Xfinity cars versus trucks. IMSA style oval racing. Let me tell you what, it was an absolute blast.
That would definitely be very interesting, but we're going to put this conversation on hold as the pace truck has pulled off, and it looks like Joplin's going to be leading us back to the green.
Yeah, we are going back green flag racing. Richie Joplin, William Skinner to his outside. We are back green flag racing right here at iRacing Superspeedway. Joplin out to that early lead. Steve Sizemore right behind him. But Skinner, he's having a lot of issues trying to get back up to that side there of Sizemore. And so he'll now run side by side with Fennel as we have one truck already trying to make it 3 wide. That's the number 82 machine of Joshua Neal back there taking it 3 wide with Timothy Eisberg and I believe Roth on the inside there as they will now run 3 wide, 2 rows deep, and now 1 row deep as they will go ahead and get themselves sorted out before entering turn number 3. Now we got one truck going back into that middle lane to help the number 82 of Neal. They will get themselves sorted out. Eisberg, he's going to drop all the way back to that 14th spot, and he's going to get stuck to that outside lane as we start to make our way back to the front of this field. 25 laps to go this time by. It is still anybody's race. Richie Joplin, he still has the race lead over Steve Sizemore and Terry Fennel. So it's going to be very interesting to see how long these guys are going to want to run side by side. I mean, 25 laps at 3 miles, that's still a very, very long race.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, it's still anybody's chance to win it until we cross the line for the checkered flag. That is just the nature of super speedway racing, you know. But I want to point out that 3 truck in that Oreo machine. I don't know what it is, but that keeps making me think of the McFlurry car that's in Cletus McFarland's fleet. It's like a drag Ford Mustang. I don't know why, but I know it's not the same paint scheme. I do like that paint scheme though. It's very, very nice.
Oh, yeah, as you see Andrew Teft right there behind William Skinner. Uh, so, yeah, I mean, Oreo, has been a long time sponsor of Dale Jr., I believe it was, when he was running in the early days in Xfinity, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So he's got that Dale Jr. Sponsored race car on the Dale Sr. Number. And then if you guys look at his helmet there, next to his name, he's got Dale Earnhardt there on the front part of his helmet as he's mimicking Dale Sr., which is absolutely phenomenal. I've never seen that before.
But I was watching there, and it kind of looked like Sizemore was taking a look to the inside of Joplin as they come off the corner there, but Joplin was able to drop back down in front of Sizemore, and they did get single filed back out. But it looks like Kyle Hess is going to hop up to the outside and try to get something going there.
Yeah, Kyle Hess definitely, he's another one that's trying to make his way back towards the front of the field as Aaron Roth, he will jump up in front of Hess as they will continue to start making their way back up towards the front of this field. Joe Bonner in that number 53, I would just want to make note, he's a backup to that 10th spot. He did have a fast repair left, so he's not out of this yet, Bonner fans. So keep on rooting for that number 53 truck, who is that 4th truck on the outside lane, as they continue to march their way towards the front, as they are now alongside that number 3 truck of Skinner, trying to catch up to that number 1 of Steve Cassile, Cassile, I think it is, and that number 1 up in that 4th spot, as we had a couple trucks abandon the outside lane.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like Kyle Hess is kind of sliding up the track through the center of the corner a little bit, and it's allowing for the people on the outside lane to get a chance to peek on his inside, but they're trying not to do so. But I do believe that is slowing down that outside line a little bit there.
Oh yeah, because he's definitely breaking up the draft that you want to have in line. So the moment he steps out, he's breaking that wind, and now instead of the wind just going across all 4 cars, it's going across 2 lanes. As you see, Andrew Teft, he got sideways heading into the corner, and he's going to be stuck in that middle lane with Kyle Hess on the outside of him, as we have one truck get way down low.
I believe it's 27 machine. No, not the 27 machine, my bad. The 28 machine of Nelson.
Yeah, I believe that was the 28 of Barry Nelson. So as you see here, Kyle Hess now falling all the way back to that 11th spot. And these guys are still dropping. As you see, Andrew Teft just a couple spots in front of him. He's now trying to make his way back to the race lead. And he's getting help from that 82 of Joshua Neal now. But I got it back to the point where I'm having it open within 10 seconds. So, I mean, we can't complain too much about it, as, you know, this track is a 3-mile track, so they're not really missing much, except the fact that the 08 jumped up in front of the 83 of Rob Yost, and he's going to try to make a move on the race leader. No, the 83, he's going to go to the outside as we have 20 laps to go, coming to lap 19 to go this time by. As they rocket down the back straightaway here. So instead of running single file and picking up the 08, he's going to absolutely just fall all the way back there to that 13th spot. And these guys are going to continue to march their way to the front of this field as they're looking to make a run here for the race lead.
Is we're starting to see a lot more side-by-side action and people starting to use that outside line than we did early in this race. It is starting to get closer to crunch time. Not exactly crunch time yet, but I think people are starting to test the limits of what they can do in each lane here, as we have seen a lot more 3-wide action in the past, give or take 10 laps. And it's more so just people testing to see what kind of runs they can get.
Yeah, now we have a stronger formation on the outside now. With, I believe it's about 6 cars to that outside lane. It is being led by Rob Yost Jr., as he has now made his way back up to the side of William Skinner. And now he's got his sight set on Stephen Castile in that number 1 machine on the exit of turn 4. And now they're going to start making their way. No, they're actually losing a little bit of ground there in turns 3 and 4 this time.
Yeah, we had somebody shoot it 3-wide back there. I'm not quite sure who that was, but you do me a favor. What is the gap to that second pack back here?
The separation is 6 seconds back to this pack of 6 back here of Ryan Warp, JB Harrison, Kensley Smith, Steve Vest, and Mike Fudge.
Yeah, let's keep a little bit of a check on them, as like they fell off a little early, but they have not been doing too bad about keeping, I'd say, a decent distance between them and the front pack here. Maybe they'll be able to reel them in just ever so slightly.
Yeah, that's going to be very possible. As you see, Rob Yost and Andrew Teft now fighting for that race lead on the outside lane, and they are looking to bring Joshua Neal with them, as we had one truck go way off track near 6 car on the inside. Your top 3 trucks on the outside have cleared, and they will drop down to the bottom, and that's going to leave Timothy Eisburn in that number 92 machine leading the outside lane now, with the 53 of Joe Bonner right behind him. So Bonner, he's made his way back up into the top 6 at the moment, as he's continuing to march his way towards the front of this race pack, as Yost and Teft got a little bit of a lead there. And that might separate, or that might allow that outside lane to get a little bit more momentum. But just right there heading into turn number 1, they kind of separated there even further. And now they're going to run 3 wide behind them, as we have one truck coming down pit road. That's going to be Richie Joplin and that number 89 race truck, who stayed out the last couple of cautions. So he's obviously not going to make it to the end of this race. So tough break there for Richie Joplin in that number 89 machine, as Yost and Teft continue to lead this race. And the three trucks on the outside now. These guys are trying to get that outside lane moving just a little bit, but so far, Timothy Eisburn and Joe Bonner has only been able to get up alongside Joshua Neal, but without any more trucks out there really helping them, that's going to cause them a little bit of issues here. But Eisburn, he needs to stay more consistent on that outside lane. He keeps drifting up into the corners, kind of what we were seeing earlier with Hess. You know, same thing's happening with Timothy Eisburn now. So he's really got to get himself more into a steady lane and stay right there on the right next to those cars on the inside.
Oh, yeah, the side drafts are going to matter most, I feel like, in the corners versus the straightaway here, which it does work on the straightaway, but I feel like they need to be down there kind of as close to them as they can be without losing it in the corners to help slow them down a little bit so they can get a better drive off.
Yeah, now Timothy Eisburn, he's dropped all the way back to that 5th spot, and he's running on the outside of that number 57 machine.
That inside line is absolutely moving at the moment.
Yeah, they are, and that top lane is just, they keep moving on back, so they've got to try to figure something out, and I don't know if it's Eisburn out front slowing them down, but they've got to figure something out. As I say that, now they're starting to make their way back up into that 4th spot now, but not much they can do there on the outsides. They stalled out about halfway down the front straightaway.
They're kind of just stuck in that no man's land, as it's called, you know. Just the inside line is able to get such really good runs, and hell, that last time around, I believe Tiff pushed Yost out so far that it left a gap.
Oh! The 53 got turned.
I think the 53 tried to self-clear there for a moment and just unfortunately turned him off of the other dude's nose. I don't know if that's going to bring out a caution or not, though.
No, that is not going to bring out a caution, but yeah, he definitely tried to self-clear, and he was not. So Joe Bonner, big issues here. He went around for a spin, so that's not going to bring out a caution, so we're going to stay... So we're going to stay green flag as we jump back up here to your race leaders. Rob Yost in the number 83 and Andrew Teff in the 98. They are still first and second. Timothy Eisburn in that number 92 machine. He has made his way down to that inside lane right in front of Aaron Roth in that number 57. As these guys are gaining up here on Jonathan Stidham and company. As you see Jonathan going to the very outside to allow all these trucks pass safely on the inside. And now they are also gaining on that 89 machine of Richie Joplin. They come out of turn number 4. Just look at that absolute wicked momentum that Rob Yost has from that draft. And right now, Yost, Teft, and Eisburn, they've kind of pulled away a little bit from everybody else here as they are working around that lap car now. As things are going to get tight into turn 1, they were able to get themselves sorted out there.
Yeah, that lap car saying, you know what, I'm already dropping back enough. Y'all can just go around me and I'll get caught up in y'all's draft. I'm not going high and losing the draft again.
Right. And I mean, let's point out, he has every right to do that. Okay.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm not. He did not do nothing wrong there. He held his lane. Everyone was able to get around him. But sometimes that's what you got to do. And these guys are going that much faster than you. You kind of just got to be able to get in and get the draft.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, unfortunately, it is one of those scary situations as we do have drivers coming down pit road. Steve Sizemore, Kyle Hess, and William Skinner. These guys are all coming down pit road, along with JB Harrison, Joe Bonner. Oh, he's already still down on pit road. So these guys are, coming down pit road. And so I guess these guys still have to pit one more time as we're coming to 10 laps to go when we come back across start finish line this time by.
Yeah. And I'll be interested to see if those drivers take tires or not. I don't believe they should have to, but... Because we got about a 10-car breakaway right here, if I'm correct here.
Yep, we got just about 9 trucks here in this breakaway, yeah.
So
So
are
there's
all
actually
10?
12. So there's actually 12 cars, and we have a couple lap down cars in the mix here as well,
Fair enough.
including the 89 of Richie Joplin. He's that fourth car in line. Um,
I'm
and
interested to see if they all pit together or not here, or if they're going to try to separate into two smaller packs.
yeah, definitely gonna be very interesting to see. And it's Barry Nelson as well. He is in this mix up here with the race leaders as well. So, um, yeah. So JB Harrison, that's the car on the inside lane. He's gonna catch on, hopefully, to the tail end of this pack, but I think they're just going a little too fast for him to keep up. So he might lose the draft again. And so JB Harrison, he's going to continue to fall back there.
Yeah, I'm also interested to see if any of these drivers that's just been kind of cruising and not really trying to race their way to the front has been able to save enough fuel to make it. As I mean, I kind of feel like a couple of these guys might have pitted just a little early, but I could be wrong here.
Yeah, I mean, so, we've still got 27 miles to go. So we still got a
Yeah.
long way to go, here at iRacing Speedway. So, like I said, these guys just may have to come back down pit road one final time. So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens every time off of turn 4, But we know Andrew Taft, okay? That man can save fuel no matter what he does. So it's going to be very interesting to see if he's going to try to save
Break
fuel.
down the pit road this time.
Yeah. Yeah, but we have Joshua Neal, Rob Yost, and Dwayne Davis coming down pit road. I was about to say Dwayne Davis. Oh, I'm sorry, Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne "The Rock" Davis.
Absolutely.
Dang it, get it right. Anyway, look, that is going to give the lead over to Andrew Tift here, but I got a feeling he's going to be coming in within the next lap or two as well.
Yeah, it's actually been very interesting, seeing only a very limited number of cars coming down at once, So Dwayne Davis, he had Rob Yost and Joshua Neal. Kyle Hess had Steve Sizemore and William Skinner. So that's definitely going to separate the field quite a bit, depending on how everybody gets on and off pit road here. As you see, Timothy Eisburn, he's got 3 drivers coming down with him.
Yeah, it's going to be about with these smaller groups here, who was able to get on the pits the fastest, who had the best strategy, as in like no tires, 2 tires, whatever, and who's able to get back up to speed the quickest. And just if you're able to get out to a few second gap, and they're not able to get your draft, that's major at a super speedway like this, especially if you're able to keep running the same speeds that they are.
Yeah, something I do want to point out, Andrew Teft, he's got just about a 1 second lead over Terry Fennell in that red truck. So that second car or truck, you see it on screen now, your first, that second red car in the back, that's the separation between the two. So right now, they don't really got help from each other when they decide to come down pit road. Here they come now, as they have to whoa down onto pit road.
I'm not sure what pace, I'm not sure what pit road speed is, but woo.
About 65.
Oh, I was about to say, because they were coming in pretty hot there.
Oh yeah, definitely very easy to do, especially here at this racetrack. So Timothy Eisburn and Aaron Roth, currently your 4th and 5th place runners here on the exit here of turn number 4. So these guys are going to start catching up to your race leaders here in just a moment. So as of right now, these two may have just enough to get in front maybe of everybody else here, as they exit or as they come through turns 1 and 2 now. And now it's only Andrew Teft who's still trying to get up to speed, so he's not able to get up to speed. So as of right now, Timothy Eisburn, oh yeah, okay, so I'm sorry, so that was who was that then? Oh no, Okay, so Andrew Teft, he is currently your race leader. He's all by himself. But Timothy Eisburn and Aaron Roth, these guys are coming fast. And so it's going to be very interesting to see what their plan is. I don't know how they're going to pick up Teft here. No, they're going to go ahead and just drive right around him on the outside. So it's going to be very interesting to see if, these three can keep their distance from...
They don't want to pull too far away from Tiff now. They really need his help, so they might need to check it up just a little bit as you see him blow his doors off, honestly.
Yeah, but then you got
progress of stuff whenever it
we
crashes.
are live.
Sorry.
Wrong one, guys. All right, so you guys did not really miss anything. A bunch of nothing. Timothy Eisberg, Aaron Roth, your race leaders, just about 0.3 seconds back is Andrew Teft. And then 4 seconds back now is Kensley Smith and Company. So those guys just went from about 6 seconds to just about 4 seconds here. Oh, hold on to it. Joshua Neal gets super sideways, and that's going to separate this backpack. And so that's going to leave your top three here for your race lead as they come out of turn number 4 to get the 3 to go signal this time. So Timothy Eisberg, Aaron Roth, Andrew Teft, these guys, this is it right here for the race win. Who do you got your bet on?
Oh, man. It's really going to depend on if anyone wants to push. Because if Roth decides he's fine with P2 and wants to push Timothy, then, Timothy's probably going to win here. But if Tess decides to move up and Roth moves up and Tess decides to push him, probably going to be Roth. But if Tess can somehow fake out both of them while having a major run, that's going to be... It's gonna be very interesting to see what happens here, because all these people are probably thinking different things. Osborne's probably thinking I need to be ready to block. You got Roth thinking I need to be ready to kind of fake him out and hope Teft goes with me to push me. And Teft's sitting there thinking like, the heck with these two, I probably want to get around both of them.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, no. I'm pulling for Eisburn. He absolutely is looking. He needs this race win. It's been a very long time coming for Timothy Eisburn and that number 92 Hershey machine. He's a lot of tough breaks. So just finishing in the top 3 is going to be an incredible feeling for him. But if he can somehow come home with the win tonight on a very hard charging Aaron Roth and Andrew Teft, that's going to be an accomplishment in itself. So we're about to find out here in just about 5 laps.
I believe we're about to be a 1 lap to go.
I'm sorry, not 5 laps, 5 miles. That's what I meant. 5 miles.
Okay, I was about to say.
So Andrew Teft, he's fallen back a little bit. He's now 0.4 seconds back from the front 2 leaders here. So what is he going to do as we are coming to the 1 to go signal, this time presented by SDK Gaming. And now this is it for it. And here comes Teft to the outside. What is Eisburn going to do? He's going to keep them both at bay at the moment. Teft, I don't think he was going to be able to make that run all by himself here. They come out of turn number 2 now. As you see, Andrew Teft, he is looking... Oh, no!
You say you weren't going to be able to make that run by himself, but look at the run he did get. Holy! That shot him all the way to the lead as they're coming through 3 and 4 this time.
Get it, Timothy! Come on! And now here comes Aaron Roth looking on the outside of Timothy Eisburn. And the race win, it looks like it is going to go to Andrew Teft, but now the race is on for second. Side by side, Roth, Eisburn. Who's it going to be at the race line? It's going to be Eisburn, second place. Roth will come home third. Kyle Hess will come home fourth. Sizemore and everybody else coming home. Well, the rest of the field. Oh.
What an interesting finish, though. Like, I wasn't expecting just to have 3 cars there at the end. I thought that second group was going to catch up to them until they faltered and had a little bit of issue on the backstretch there.
Yeah, let's come back here and actually take a look at this this pack back here on the final lap here. So Kensley Smith, he's out front here on the exit of turn 2. I'm sorry, they're now coming to the white flag this time. So you have the 08 machine of Steve Sizemore leading that second pack. Kensley Smith is on the inside here. And Kyle Hess and that number 1 machine of Casil making the run on the outside. This is where they get a good run. Smith, he causes that 82 of Joshua Neal to the outside lane. So now it's a 4-on-4 battle here through turns 3 and 4. And here they come out of turn number 4. So this is where everything's going to get tricky here. As you see, Hess, he's looking to go 3 wide for the lead in this second pack. Oh, man, he will get him too. How about that?
Yeah, that was a hell of a run on the outside there, but I hate to do it to you, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and give you my closing thoughts real quick, and I gotta hop off for a moment because I gotta go take care of something.
Yes, sir.
But overall, this wasn't a bad race. We started off a little rough, but just keep in mind, I mean, new draft package and a track that we don't really run a lot. So just overall, drivers got it, figured out, and it led to a good race there. And a little bit of different strategies playing out in the end, and it caused a 3-car breakaway there. But they definitely was giving it everything they got in that second pack.
Yeah, definitely. All right, buddy. You go do what you got to do. I'll go ahead and finish out this broadcast, and we will see you tomorrow for the big event.
Yes, sir. You have a good night.
Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Dakota LaRue. Let's go ahead and take a look here at our race results. Before we talk to our top 3, Andrew Teft will bring it home first once again. Timothy Eisburn will bring it home second. Very good, strong run for Eisburn. Aaron Roth will bring it home third. Kyle Hess and Steven Sizemore will round out your top 5. Stephen Casil, Joshua Neal, Kensley Smith, Jack Kelly, Rob Yost will round out your top 10. Terry Fennell, Steve Vest, Richie Joplin, William Skinner, Dwayne Davis, Ryan Warp, Mike Fudge, JB Harrison will round out your top 18. Barry Nelson, Jonathan Stidham, Joe Bonner. Disappointing finish for him back in that 21st spot. Aaron Rowland, Matt Metler, Truth Hope, Brett Bray will round out, and Pete Pellini. That will round out your field here at iRacing Superspeedway. Let's go ahead and take a quick moment and speak with our race winners. Starting off with Aaron Roth.
Sure.
Aaron, this is Mike up in the boot. Do you got a copy?
Hey, yes, I do.
Oh, man. What an absolute finish for that. It was just you, Tim, and Andrew. Talk us through that final lap, and is there anything that you could have done different?
Yeah. I didn't expect. I seen Andrew laying back, and I said, "Man, he's laying too far back. I don't think he's the one truck ain't gonna get it." And sure enough, he did. But I probably kind of maybe would have done the same thing, and I don't know. I when he was coming up around the outside, I said, "There's no way you can get around because you can't." But he had big enough run that it worked.
Yeah, I don't know what Taft has underneath that hood, but man, he was able to get around you guys by himself. So that was definitely very interesting to see. But congratulations, man, on your 3rd place finish here. And is there any last shout outs that you would like to give?
I just my fans and family and that, and yeah. Other than losing that first lap, we had to make 7 minutes of repairs all the way through the race, and finally got a fast truck at the end. So we'll take 3rd.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again on your 3rd place, and we will see you next week.
All right, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your third place winner is going to be Aaron Roth. Let's go ahead and bring up Timothy Eisburn in that number 92 machine. Tim, do you got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Do you want to be called Tim or Timothy? Which one do you prefer?
Yeah, Tim is fine.
All right, Tim, I was sitting there rooting for you, man. I know that you're itching for a win. You've come so close so many times, and you almost had it today. But all around, man, what an incredible run for you. How was your race, and what could you have done different to keep those guys behind you?
Well, I mean, being up there, in the very front, last lap, Aaron was trying to, get a little gap in between us so he can get a run on me. So I was riding the brake a little bit, and I saw Andrew come to his outside, and I tried to get there in front of him, and he just got there before I did. So I had to let him go. But I tell you what, this Shaco Chevy was pretty darn fast, and uh, I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, like I said, man, coming out of turn 4, or was it turn 2? I was like, "Come on, Timmy, come on, come on, come on, come on!" So when you go back and watch it, you'll be hearing me rooting for you, because man, I know a win's for you is coming, man, and just keep on fighting, and man, you're getting one step closer.
Yes, and I didn't know about doing a couple adjustments on my steering and stuff like that would make the car handle better and feel better towards how my driving style is. And the last couple races, the car really has come to life for me. This week. So I'm very proud of what we really got done so far. Yesterday was kind of a couple screw ups on pit lane, and uh, I was so far back there wasn't no reason to keep on going. But besides that one, the other races was terrific, and how I always saw it when I was doing the dirt track racing back in my younger days. When I was in the top 5, I know I'm fixing to win me one. It won't be long.
Absolutely, and you're gonna be in the what are we running? The snowflake or
Frostbite,
the Frostbite
Frostbite
500
500.
tomorrow at Talladega. Are you entered into that one?
Oh yes, I am, and I'm on the first heat race.
All right. Well, I know you got a big day tomorrow. I'm gonna let you go. Good luck tomorrow. And before I let you go, final shout outs.
Hey, like I said, this Shaco Chevy was totally awesome. Appreciate everybody watching, and Andrew, he's a really good guy. For putting all this stuff on for all of us and having a good time. Uh, Thanks everybody, even to you too for being up in the booth for us.
Absolutely, we definitely love it up here. But all right, Tim, congratulations on your second place, and we'll see you tomorrow night at Talladega.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, second place finisher, driver that number 92 Hershey machine, Timothy Eisburn. Let's go ahead and bring up again. No, I'm kidding. The man of the hour, Andrew Teft. Andrew, what in the world do you have under that Ford F-150 that was able to make you pass both of those drivers by yourself on the outside?
Same thing as everything else. It was all just timing there. I was kind of playing with the gap, trying to figure out what I needed for a run and kind of where to start it. And I built this huge run down the front stretch as I was testing it out, and it just so happened I believe Tim was kind of dragging his brake to try to kill the gap a little bit at the same time, and I was able to just kind of grab onto Aaron, and I was sort of pulling Aaron back, and then it was taking Tim's help away, it felt like. And I was able to get to Tim's outside of the backstretch, and then I think the thing that made it all happen was Aaron me pushing me by Tim there on the backstretch, and then just tried to take the draft away from them, racing back to the start finish line. But yeah, that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, definitely a really fun race to watch. You know, you started in the back, of course, moved up 18 spots. Big race tomorrow. What's your thoughts heading into Talladega, and how do you plan on hoping everything plays out tomorrow?
Well, yeah, this is good momentum. We're back on the trucks tomorrow. A lot of miles to run, and it's going to be tough. We got about 80 guys lined up here, and only 40 of them are going to make the feature, which is at 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
Yeah, so definitely so tomorrow you've got very long 80 drivers on tap. 40 drivers make it, man. It's going to be an absolute blast tomorrow. So we hope everybody comes back, tunes in, and we're looking forward to an awesome race tomorrow night. Is there any final shout outs that you'd like to give before I let you go today?
Yeah, I just want to thank Aaron for the push down the backstretch. He could have gone with Tim, but he went with me, so I appreciate that. And I want to thank everybody who tuned in to watch, showed up to race. I want to thank our servicemen and women, friends, family, team. If you're interested in our big event tomorrow, just head on over to our website, which is racerselite.com. We've got a page on the website specifically for that event. It's called the Frostbite 500. Still got a few spots left. You can find a Discord invite right on our website, and just shoot me a message on Discord. We'll get you set up. And yeah, I think that's everything, Mike.
Beautiful, awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Teft, winner here at the iRacing Superspeedway. We'll see you tomorrow night at Talladega.
Thanks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us right here on the Racers Elite Network. I apologize again for the issues that we were having. I'm going to get all this sorted out tonight, and we're going to come back strong tomorrow night at Talladega Superspeedway for the Frostbite 500, where we take these race trucks and put them 500 miles for a lot of money at the end of the day. So can't wait for that. Until tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, I am Mike Taylor. Again, I was joined by Dakota LaRue. And until next time, you guys know how it goes. You guys have yourself a beautiful evening. And always remember, no matter what you do in life, have fun doing it. Until tomorrow, have a good time zone.
He's opening the door right there. With a head of steam moving to the outside his chin. Richie says it can't be done. Tony Shallen says turn on the reggae music. If you're going to pass me, you're going to do it high.
There is just one more lap remaining, and look how close Rudolph is. It got the slipstream.
There we go. 2 laps to settle it in the Blue Emu Firecracker 400. Whatever you got to give it now. Back to green we go.
On the final lap, side by side, they still run wheel to wheel. Now, through the snake, the S's we go. Quaro edges ahead. Modov is still there.
White flag, one more to go on the Daytona 250. Keplinger leads that lap. Who's going to lead the last one?
To the line, look at that. Dave Chapman, he's going to send it around the outside final corner. Has he got it done?
Continuing to go side by side for the lead through 3 and 4, and they manage it safely. Now through 5.
And hunting for a way by it all. Round 2 between Phil Sell and Rudolph.
To the outside. White flag is out side by side. They make contact in the turn number 1. Ooh, gets onto the grass now, down to the inside. Andy T, a little bit of a wiggle, and the perfect crossover there from Polly Parton to defend the position. Andy T totally sideways. They're still sideways going into Siberia. And getting ready to cross, he goes around the outside, but it's not enough. Eden's up the racetrack. Carbo down the track. A photo finish. James Eden wins it. It's still far across into the braking zone. This is sensational racing. And here comes Bowden. It's going to be a drag race to the end. That's side by side. Who gets it?
Williams tries to cover him off, but once again, pulling the over-under. Daniel Morad is going to win with a last quarter pass.
Newsom's coming up right there. By the corner. It's going to be painless. Hollider's going to come back at him. It's going to be a race to the line. Does he have enough? Down to it. And they're wrecking in 3. Here comes Michael Cozy Jr. Michael Cozy Jr.'s got the lead. He looks to the inside, side by side for the race.